So, Lisa, your take on if there are no new facts, why Donald Trump's legal team's picking this fight?
Well, let's start with the fact that it's not quite Donald Trump's team that's picking the legal fight, at least in the courts. Those motions are being brought by lawyers representing his co-defendants, Walt Nauta, who is an aide to the president, and Carlos de Oliveira. And, Anna, to get to your point about why are they picking this fight, they've seen this report. We haven't. I share Ken's understanding that there's not much new information that's supposed to be in these. But what there might be that we haven't seen is documentation and evidence for the facts as we understand them. If that's what's in these reports, then possibly what they're fighting against is sort of substantiation of things that they've always claimed never happened.
Extra details.
Extra details. Remember, when they moved to dismiss or when they moved to preserve their case after the presidential immunity decision in D.C., they supplemented that motion with an over 1,800-page appendix. That doesn't mean that the special counsel's report here has anything like that, but they have tons of evidence that we've never seen. Grand jury transcripts, witness interviews, documentary evidence. Again, it's not clear to me that that would necessarily be appended to a report, but it might appear in footnotes, and it might give the public greater confidence that the way Jack Smith says some of these things happened did in fact happen that way.
Barrett, how strong is the legal argument against releasing this report?
Yeah, I agree with both Ken and Lisa. I don't know that they have such a strong argument against it. Now, the posture of this request is kind of interesting, right? Because as Lisa alluded to, the president-elect doesn't have a pending case in Florida anymore, right? That case was dismissed. So with respect to him, this was a letter going to the attorney general saying, please don't release this publicly. It's the co-defendants that have actually made this request to the courts. Now, one potential remedy for this, if the courts are inclined to think, well, there is this pending case against the co-defendant, this could be sanitized to somehow, block out or, excise, redact any reference to the co-defendants. Now, that may be difficult to do in a large report like this, but that could be one remedy. With respect to the president-elect, there's very little legal argument to be made about why the report should not be released. First, most of this information is already out there because there have been these speaking indictments, because there was all of this information that was released during the pendency of this case. So the information is really there. And again, this is not a court document. That this would be a report that the special counsel is producing. It's really within the attorney general's discretion right now as to whether he wants to make it public.
Meantime, we've just learned that the lead prosecutor in this classified documents case, Jay Bratt, left the Justice Department this past week. It's expected the rest of Smith's team will resign before the inauguration. So, Lisa, will they have any protection from potential retaliation when Trump becomes president?
What kind of retaliation are we talking about? To the extent that they leave the Justice Department, their jobs are not at risk. But if we're talking about becoming the subject, for example, of congressional investigations, or even worse, becoming the subject or targets of criminal investigations, no, there's no guarantee that they will be protected. A number of them have left the Justice Department, I would submit to you, Anna, willingly because they don't want to be transferred out of their jobs or, for example, recommended for investigation to the Office of Professional Misconduct at the Department of Justice. That's not to say that I believe they've done anything wrong, but many of these people probably correctly fear that they would be objects of retaliation if they tried to hold on to their career jobs in the Department of Justice. Jay Bratt, who you just mentioned, before he was assigned to the special counsel's office, worked in the National Security Division as a career employee for decades. There are others in the special counsel's office who are similarly situated. The fact that so many of them are contemplating leaving or have already left should tell you something about the environment that they are expecting in a Trump-led Department of Justice.